Welcome to the CIS 101 video where I'll demonstrate a simple game of trying to guess a number between 0 and 100. So I'm going to print out, I'm thinking of a number between 0 and 100, the number is 78. And I'm going to ask the user what his guess is. If he gets it correct, I'll print out correct. And if not, I'll print out it's either too high or too low using an if, else if, and else statement. So let's go ahead and run this. And as you can see, when I ran it, nothing happened. Now, why did nothing happen? I have this function here, but if you remember, I just wrote this, I just wrote a function. I never actually called the function, so nothing happened. So I have to call the function that says play high, low. After making that change, we can go ahead and run our program again. And it says I'm thinking a number between 0 and 100. Let's say I guess 50, and it tells me my answer is too low. Now I can run the program again and guess, say, 75. Oh, I'm still too low. Run it again, maybe guess 80. Oh, that's too high. Run it again, and I can guess 78, and I got it right. So that was a little annoying to have to run my program over and over again every time I wanted to make another guess. So let's have the guess happen in a loop. Now we'll ask for the first guess outside of the loop. If the guess is not equal to the number, then we'll print out too low or too high and ask for another guess. Notice all of this is inside of my while loop. And then once they quit the while loop, the only reason why they'll quit the while loop is because the guess was equal to the number, so then we'll print out correct. So let's go ahead and try playing this game. Okay, let's try 90, too high, 80, too high, 50, too low, 78, right on. So that was a little annoying that I had to ask for a guess before the loop and then another guess inside of it. So we can rearrange our code and use an infinite while loop and only ask them one time. So we'll come up with the number to guess, and then we'll enter in this loop, and we'll stay in this loop, and we'll see if they get the number correct, if it's too low, or if it's too high, and we can try this out. And let's go ahead and say 80, and then we'll do 78, and I got it right, but it's still asking me for a guess. So, hey, I got it right. I should quit my program. So how do we get out of the loop? So from the previous video, you remember break. So we can put a break right there, and that means quit the loop that I'm inside so we don't have to keep running it. By the way, there is another word that we can use, which is continue. And what that means is stop running this instance of the loop or this repetition and move on to the next loop or the next repetition. So how do I get out of it down here? The program's still running. How do I kill my program? You could close your terminal window, but if you hold down Control and press C, that'll quit your program. So let's go ahead and save those changes with the break in there and run our program again. And now when we guess right, our program will finish. Now the game wasn't fun always having the same number, 78, be the correct answer. So for this, we're going to use a random number generator. To be able to do that, we need to import what's called a library. So Python has a lot of libraries that you can use in your program. Libraries are code that other people have written for you, mostly functions, that you can import and use in your program. And one of those libraries is the random library, and there's a function called random int that chooses a random integer between 0 and 100. And that includes 100, unlike range that doesn't include the last one. So this is how we can generate a random number for our program. And now the game's a little bit more interesting. I don't know what the number is, so I can guess 50. That's too high. Maybe I'll guess 25. Too low, I'll guess 38. 38, not 28. And that's too high, so I'll guess 30. And I got it right. Now I just wanted to show you another way of importing libraries in case you ever ran across this. It's from random, import the random int function. So what we're saying is we only want this random int function imported in our library, into our program. And when we do that, we don't have to do random dot anymore. We can just use the name of the function that we imported in.